Next page, we're looking at areas of non-right triangles. So over here, you see how they figure out what the formulas are going to be. You know that for triangles, it's areas 1/2 base times height, right? So this represents the 1/2. This represents the base. And this represents the height. So you might say, well, how do you get C sine A? What we did over here is we basically took a non-right triangle. We created 2 right triangles. We call this altitude H for height. And so if you look at one of these right triangles, we can say that the sine of A, right, SOHCAHTOA, you can use SOHCAHTOA for right triangles. Sine is opposite, which is H, over hypotenuse of this right triangle would be C. And when you multiply both sides by C, you then would get H, which is the height, is equal to C sine of A. So that's why you plug this in for height. So we are going to write that areas equal to, all areas are equal to these 1/2 times A times B times sine C, 1/2 B C sine A, and 1/2 A C sine B. Notice if you have angle C, then you're going to want to go with this one. And so if the big C, the angle C is used, then your sides will be the other letters A and B. If you're going to work with the angle A, then you need to have the other sides. The other letters would be B and C, right? A, B, and C. If you are working with angle B, then your other 2 letters A and C are going to represent your sides. Now, for all of these, it doesn't matter if you write it as, for example, 1/2 C A sine B, right? This is a product, so that's all good. But notice for each of these 3, you only see one letter, so to speak, A, B, and C, one of each, A, B, and C for all 3. Let's go down and try one of these. So it says find the area of the triangle. Because we're given angle C, we're going to go with the formula written as 1/2. I like to write first sine of the angle, so angle C. So the other 2 letters I need are A and B. So little a and little b. So we have 1/2 times A is 1.5, little b is 2.1, sine an angle C is 75.16. And when we multiply all that out, we get 1.52 square meters. Last 2. Given the following, solve these. So I'm going to pretend that this is A, and then that this is little a, and if x was A, I'll say that is A, B, C. So if it said x, y, z, then this would have to be little b. So A is 39.7 degrees. Little a across from it is 23.5. Little b is 9.8. We don't know angle B, so we know this is a side-side angle. This is where we would need to think, okay, there could be 2 triangles, right? Where this would also be 39.7. This would be 23.5. All of the givens are the same for both, right? Okay, start with one of the triangles. So over here, when I search for angle B, I know I do little b over sine of B is equal to little a, have to work with a because that's the given, sine of a. And when I cross multiply, we do, let's see, sine of 39.7 times 9.8 divided by 23.5, and we do the inverse sine of that value. So we would get 15.45. And right away when I do that, I'm going to come over here, and you want to do 180 minus that. And so if we do 180 minus 15.45, 180 minus 15.45, that would mean that that angle would have to be 164.55. But if you add that with 39.7 to find angle C, it's too big. So you're not going to have two triangles in this situation. So then over here we can finish this off, and then we find the last angle, 180 minus the other two, and so we end up with 124.85. And then to find little c, we can do little c over sine of 124.85 is equal to, we can do little b, 9.8 over sine of 15.45. And when we cross multiply, we will get that the last side is 30.19. So this would be an example where you only have one triangle. This is an example where you only have one triangle. So we saw a previous one where we had two. This is one. Now let's see this one, number 5. So it says QRS. I'm going to relabel this. So Q in a second. So Q is 43.6 degrees. Little q is 15. Little r is 28. So this again is a side-side angle, right? So you could draw two triangles. Q 43.6, 15, 28, R, S, and we'll work on the left one. So we need to use Q, and we're going to search for R. So we have little q over the angle, sine of 43.6 degrees is equal to little r, side over the angle, sine of r. Now let's cross multiply. So we have 15 times sine of r is equal to 28 times the sine, 43.6. We'll divide both sides by 15. And then we're going to say angle R is equal to inverse sine of this quantity up here. And when you do that, you're going to get error, meaning that you cannot create any triangles. There's no solution. No triangles can be created.